Hello. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Where's Mike? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, whoops. Do 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 do. Look at them yo-yos. That's the way we do it. We got that guitar on the MTV. I got cobwebs. Got cobwebs on my guitar. I got cobwebs. I get nervous, just nobody even watching. I feel I had this traumatic experience. I was in a show choir and they wanted me to sing the Backstreet, was it NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, something. For some reason, they thought that I was like that I should sing one of them songs and I should be the solo singer in front of hundreds of people. And I got up there and my voice cracked. It's hard to sing when you are nervous. It don't work. It don't work right. lights on. Better put your lights on, 'cause there's a monster living under your bed. Hey now, hey now, hey now. No respect for the original rendition. No respect. Who? Curl. Who knows what curl is? Curl. C-U-R-L. Curl. I know what curl is. Depends on if you are in the Winter Olympics or if you are using the Ubuntu or Linux operating system on the terminal. People with opinions. There's opinions about what's simple and what's not simple. And then it's contextual, right? So if you've got a huge system and it's been a certain way for like 10 out of 15 places, and then I go in to change something to make it the same way for number 11 and 12 out of 15, and then I get feedback and say, oh, but you did it in a way that's not simple. It's like, okay, well, do you want to make it simple for everyone to be able to read it? Do you want to make it simple so that it is more likely to succeed and less likely to fail? What do you mean by simple? Is it just your bias? Let's see. Why is curl more reliable? Let's see. All right. Lady, you got the love I need. Maybe more than enough. Darling, 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 walk a while with me. Nervous energy. Womp womp one and a wee now. Boom boom ba doo doo dee doo. Well, many times I'll gaze along the open road. Do 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 do. Alabama. So my dad, he's from Sweet Home, Alabama, and he was in the Navy. And he, I think the judge gave him an option and said you could join the war in Vietnam. And so when he was 17 years old, he he went to boot camp to join the Navy, and the war ended while he was in boot camp. So he might be one of the technically youngest Vietnam veterans, but he's not one of those who signed up to go. He's not one of those, and he didn't even he didn't fight. He didn't fight the enemy. But while he was in the Navy doing his service, that's what people like to call it, is the service. While he was doing his service, there was some type of an oil gas crisis, and he told me that normally in the Navy you would be out at sea most of the time, and you'd go into port rarely. But in his situation, he would end up at port more often than he was at sea. And so that was a unique experience. But while he was at port, they would go to bars, and he'd go into these bars, all around the world, and they'd be all the people that he saw back in Alabama at the bar. He would see them all over the world, and they'd even be playing Sweet Home Alabama. So he's from Alabama, all over the world going to bars, and they'd be playing Sweet Home Alabama. And the same people would be there. The same characters would be there. There'd always be the character who wanted to get in a fight, and the person who had the short man syndrome. And there's just the same, very similar characters in these bars all around the world. But that reminds me of Van Donk telling a story about bar hopping. But he also mentioned fires. Like, he'd go to the beach and sit around a fire, and those fires are like teleporters. You can teleport across time and space sitting around a fire. And that's all in the mind. Leonard Skinner. Oh, Mr. Young, sing about us. I have bad hearing, so I just make up lyrics. They sing what they want to sing, and I hear what I want to hear. That's the way it is. Private archive. Let's see. The private archive. Oops. Oh. So, good day, Bubble. So, if anyone knows how to play the guitar and wants to teach me what I should do to practice to get better, by all means. Good day, Bubble Viz. Good day. Start off slow when you're learning. This is a general pattern. You start off slow when you're learning. And when you go fast, things can get dangerous. Those are some patterns that I've learned. Mama, mama, what key? Mama told me I was young. Mama told me. Yeah, I'm just nervous. I sing so much better in the shower. Bubble Biz. I tried to play right-handed guitar being a left-hander. That's always fun. It failed. I gave up. Now I practice whistling, mostly whistling along with the part of the soprano in Baroque music. I probably mispronounced Baroque. Yeah, I have a story about a kid on the baseball team who had a glove for right-handers, and everybody looked over him when in the tryouts, and he couldn't throw very well. And we were in the batting cages one day, and he's batting, and the coach is like, well, "Throw the balls back," and he picked up the ball and he just zipped it. And the coach was like, "Do that again." Turned out he was a lefty, and he went from being the person on the team who threw the ball the worst, slowest, least accurate, to becoming the person who could throw the ball faster than anyone. Sometimes that matters. That's strange, though, how a brain can be wired to perform better with a left hand versus a right hand. Like, doesn't that seem weird? And then it's also weird that brains are different. Like, it's like the most obvious manifestation of how humans can be different and even be inverted. It's quite interesting. You're a lefty in a world for righties. It makes a big difference. I know that I practiced using my less dominant in soccer. Try to get good with my left foot. And I even practiced, hitting a baseball left like a lefty and throwing like a lefty. It's kind of fun learning to use your non-dominant, strengthening those muscles that aren't, strengthening those skills that don't come naturally. I used to know that whole song. And nothing else matters. Metallica. Some people are so good they can just hear the song and then play it. That's how good some people are. I'm good at figuring out a song and then forgetting it. I'm very good at forgetting stuff. That's one of my strengths, being able to forget things. I could just speak to some chords and we could call it a show. Or I could tell a story. What about that time I got electrocuted? Have you ever been electrocuted? Or the time I almost drowned? Maybe all 3 times. School made me learn to write with my right hand. Don't know why. Never could write very fast. Then my right hand had all the fine ability. So I used my right hand to draw as a hobby. It's like you can rewire your brain. And then we can get dark. Never been electrocuted. Never been electrocuted. My brother's been electrocuted twice. One time we were in the bathroom when we were kids and he went to go flip a switch, an electrical switch, and the water dripped down and hit. It hit him. It hurt. And another time we were at the river and he was closer to the strike than I was, and I felt just a pinch, but he did a yelp. I've also played with some electric fences. It's fun. You could go up and hold someone and you could go touch the electric fence and it would go through you. But this thing is dangerous. And maybe that shows you a little bit about the people I was raised with, where we like to do things like that. We'll go through a little bit of pain just to make sure other people get a little pain. To provoke, be provoked, and penetrate. I call that a man. Oh, I was raised around a bunch of males. My mom died when I was 2 years old. That's a country song, right? That's the beginning of a country song. Was that an F? There's an F. I don't know how to play a country song. I used to know. I used to could. Used to. It was Johnny Cash. Ring of Fire. Do. No, there's a bigger thing. I could pull up the lyrics. Do, do, do. I I fell for you like a child. Oh, when the fire went wild. Johnny Cash. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down. I wonder if my brain will provide the chords. And that flame went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. That ring of fire, that ring of fire. You might like this debate. Josh Bach and Connor Leahy on machine learning street talk. Most of it went over my head, above my pay grade. We have some people at my company who are experts, and I had the privilege of working with one of them for over a year. I miss working with him. He's a pleasure to work with. He taught me a lot, just in general. Very smart person, data analyst type. Who would be very cool to speak with him. He was living in Pakistan for a while. It was so interesting. Just hey Tayo. But you could hear the guns in the background while he's working, and you could hear the call to prayer, and he'd tell me about how the litter bugs. There's a bunch of littering that happened. I guess, Tayo, I got to take some things out of here. Chocolate Carolina Reaper seeds, because we are reapers. We have reapers. We need to grow reapers. And here's the non-chocolate regular Carolina Reaper seeds and the ghost, the Boot Jolokia hot pepper. This is for your hand strength. Professional. If you're on a keyboard all day, you might want to do that. My children like to give me Pokemon cards. I had to do some cleaning and rearranging because I built this Murphy bed back here. And I found out Chad is my cousin. So, distant cousin. Hope y'all are welcome to hop in. We can chat. Or you can participate in the Gavin Being Weird show. What is it? Is this the full trying to be holy show, or Gavin just being Gavin? Trying to be Gavin. It's hard to be Gavin in public. It's easier to be Gavin in the shower. So Chad did a write-up on Substack, and he mentioned that I think his dad said that they were related to Robert the Bruce. And I remember my Pawpaw Bruce, my grandfather, I call grandfathers Pawpaw and grandmothers Mamaw, Pawpaws and Mamaws. But yeah, my Pawpaw Bruce told me that we were related to Robert the Bruce as well. So then now I can call Chad Cuz. But then it made me think, how many of us are cousins anyways, right? So love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring, bound by wild desire. I fell into a ring of fire. I might have to go listen to it. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. That ring of fire, that ring of fire. Do, 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 do. I don't know what chord to play there. I don't think that's it. That's not it. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Maybe I can just do Johnny Cash chords. Johnny Cash chords. That's not going to do it. Johnny Cash chords, Ring of Fire. Read my mind. Read my mind. What are the chords? Do, do, do. Oh, yeah. No? Yeah. G, C, G, C. And then you go D, C, D. D. Fell into a burning ring of fire. And down, 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 and pain higher. And it burns, burns, burns. That ring of fire. No. That ring of fire. Let's see. How homeroom is it? Homeroom is lit. I don't know, dude. I'm not homeroom. Play an F. Play an F. I don't think it's an F. That's an F. But it was D for the chorus. It was D. Yeah, I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get it. I need Chad to teach me the guitar. I can play the chords. If Chad were here, cuz, what's up, cuz? You're my cuz now. So if my cuz was here, he could tell me, here's your chords, and I could play the chords, and then he could do his thing, and when you mix it together, it's great. I had this thing called a jam man and an electric, and it was so fun, adding a little bass, then some chords, and then trying to do some lead on top of it. And it was fun because I'd hand my friends the guitars, and I would teach them each part. And so the recording of myself playing the part was there to assist with my friends trying to play the part. It was neat. The jam man was neat. I've thought about getting back into the jam man. Oh. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring, bound by wild desire. I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and that flame went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. That ring of fire. That ring of fire. Can I do the trumpet? I can whistle better, maybe. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flame went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. That ring of fire. That ring of fire. Then you scroll, scroll, scroll. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flame went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. That ring of fire, that ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flame went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. That ring of fire, that ring of fire, that ring of fire. Do, 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 do. All right, play F5, then A sharp 5, then A5, then D5. I'm not that advanced, Chad. I can play F, I can play A minor and A, I can play A and D. But like for a D, I don't know. Like I know how to alter a D, but I don't know what to call it when you alter it. So I just play, like literally, I'm playing, like the music theory and the vocabulary terminology. It's kind of hadn't learned it yet, but I know it's if you want to play in a band, it's good. You need to learn the terminology so that you speak the same language. So when Chad says "do it," you do it. Smells like Teen Spirit. I'm trying to remember that song. Let me check work. Check work. Do 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 do. It might actually be F5, A sharp 5, A flat, F, D flat. June Carter was a great songwriter. So there's lefties and righties, and you have Chads and Gavins. The fives are power chords. The fives are power chords. So an F. Do. Yeah, I played some power chords. I needed you more. I wanted us less. How could So that would be, that's just a power chord for the A, the power chord for the F. Yeah, glycerin, that's the one I do. But what was glycerin? What was the chord order? Let's see, glycerin. Glycerin. I don't even remember the band artist or anything. Glycerin was the name of the song. Glycerin chord. Bush by the band of Bush. A beaver in the bush. And then C. And then D. And I need some lyrics because I don't remember those lyrics. Boom. must be your skin. I'm sinking in. Must be for real. 'Cause now I can feel. And I didn't mind. It's not my kind. It's not my time to wonder why every gum, every white, everything's gray. And now you're here, and now you're away. I don't want this. Remember that. I'll never forget where you're at. Do 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 do. How'd that go? It's a very simple song. That's the reason I learned it. Do, 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 do. And then it goes. Don't let the days go by, glycerine. I'm never alone, I'm slow all the time. Are you at one? Do you lie? You can make anything into a song. There you go, Chad. I like the idea of taking taking songs and then playing them in the different genres. So you can take and I also like just taking words and trying to find a chord for the words. Like both of those things are fun. And then I really like reggae music. Maybe I used to like the reggae music. Maybe I like all music. Oh, what is that? I like that "Love Is My Religion" song. "Love Is My Religion." It's pretty good. This is practice. And y'all are welcome to hop in. Like I'm not. I'm just messing around for a little bit. I'll share the link. If you hop in, I'll just put the earbuds in. Ziggy Marley, "Love Is My Religion." E. Two. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. 2006, Ziggy Marley, "Love Is My Religion." Oh, come on. Do, 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 Is my religion. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. I'll take you to the temple tonight. And all my days I've been searching to find out what this life is worth. 3 through the books and Bibles of time, I've made up my mind. I don't condemn, I don't convert. This is the calling, have you heard? And bring all the lovers to the fold, 'cause no one's gonna lose their soul. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. You can take it or leave it. You don't have to believe it. Love is my religion. I don't want to fight. Hey, let's go fly a kite. And there's nothing we can't cure. Scroll, scroll, scroll. And I'll keep it in my arms for sure. So don't let nobody stop us. Free spirits have to soar. With you I share this gift, the gift that we now know. Oh, oh. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. Hey, you can take it or leave it, and you don't have to believe it. Love is my religion. Well, I'm done searching now. I found out what this life is worth, not in the books that I find, but by searching my mind. I don't condemn, I don't convert. This is the calling, have you heard? And bring all the lovers to the fold. No one gonna lose their soul. So that was like country style, but what would reggae be? Boom. Yeah, you gotta get that high pitch. No, that's not it. There you go. Something like that. There you go. Sing a song about pizza and fast cars and orange juice. Make it right now. I don't know. It's easy to make a bad song. I ran everyone away with the Love is My Religion song. That's amazing. There's that YouTube video where you just need to know 4 chords. Pizza is my favorite food. I eat it every day. If you put me on an island, what would I take? How about a fast car and some orange juice? No, no, no. But the pizza I wouldn't lose. Pizza is the best thing in the world. Pizza is the best thing pizza. It's an edible plate. Edible plates are wonderful. Make it right now. Chips and pita bread. Because then you don't have to do dishes. So when your wife asks you to do dishes, say, why don't we just use edible plates? Because I know this guy named Gavin. He's very smart. And he had this idea that the whole world could just use edible plates from now on. Pizza, potato chips, sandwiches, bread bowls. What's a bowl? Man, this is a bread bowl an edible plate? It kind of is, and it kind of isn't. These are the deep questions. All right. I don't have my mic up close. I don't even know how well you can hear me. Oh. Come on, cuz. You want to hop on in and speak? Or is homeroom good enough? So I had a buddy, and last time I talked to him, I was talking about we were not talking about the edible, but I like it. The edible. I like it. But yeah, try to convince your wife that no more dishes. We just eat with our hands and we use edibles. Hands and edibles. You know, a chip is like a spoon. The pie crust is like a plate, and the bowl is an edible. I'm writing with someone. Working. That's great, man. Writing. RIDING. I got you. I got you. I liked quite a few songs. Y'all remember Creed? You had to take the D down to play that song. Do, 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 do. There was another Creed song. Nah, I don't remember it. When dreaming got too old, time and time again. Creed. I don't know. I'm gonna butcher it. Creed. Is that called Dreaming? Oh, come on. Songs by Creed. Songs by Creed. My Sacrifice, My Own Prison, One Last Breath. I think that was it. Genius. One Last Breath? Higher? No, it may have been Higher. Higher? Lyrics? Yeah. Creed. Higher. Chords. Is that it? That doesn't make sense. That isn't the right song. Enter artist. I'm thinking of the wrong song then. Do 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 do. Maybe I was playing in a different key. That may have been what was happening. When dreaming. Nope, that's not the right. It's not the right one. Can you take me higher? Can you take me higher? I just need to listen to it. It's been so long. I got a fuzzy memory. Too many gas fumes in the car. Too many gas fumes in the car. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. I don't remember that one's. Let's see. Let's find LaGrange. Oh. Who sings LaGrange? I'm skipping. I think this was. I could play Greensleeves. Yeah, I used to be able to play Greensleeves. ZZ Top. There you go. ZZ Top. ZZ Top. Oh, ZZ Top. LaGrange. Chords. Chad, you are a music connoisseur. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I don't think these lyrics are these chords. There you go. That's it. Not very clean. Are these good lyrics? Rumors spreading round in that Texas town about that shack outside the Grange. And you know what I'm talking about. Just let me know if you want to go to that home outside the range. They got a lot of nice girls, huh? They got a lot of nice girls, huh? Oh, pull request. Pull request. Code review. Do 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 Let me try that Creed song again. Creed, higher. I used to play. I played this song in front of a crowd one time. One time. Choose your instrument. Choose your level. Campfire guitarist, absolute beginner, 3-chord strummer, campfire guitarist, acoustic master, and rock star. I can do that 3-chord strummer. The campfire guitarist, okay, sometimes. That's funny. Golly. They want me to be a member. UltimateGuitar.com. Interesting. Probably cool. Like if you were actually like if this was a thing where Gavin hopped on and played the guitar, it'd probably be the way to do it. You just have some tool that gives you the chords and the lyrics. Let's see. Huh. Yeah, that's what I just played. So it wasn't higher that I wanted to play the one that was like I just heard the news today. I think my life is gonna change with arms wide open. There you go. Come on, brain. Come on, brain. Creed, arms wide open. Lyrics. Boom, 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 boom. Is that the proper stance? Sometimes. Sometimes you get elbowed in the face, stomped in a toe. Chad, the proper stance. Spirit in the Sky. The Potion sung by Tool. I've heard Spirit in the Sky. I think I played it on Rock Band. Oh. Let's see. See. Yeah, that's not good enough for me. Oh, you got auto scroll? Yeah. The drawings? Yeah. I can't do it. I have to go learn it. I like Spirit in the Sky. It's a good song. I just never learned it ever, even 10 years ago. Like I learned a lot of songs 10 years ago. But my favorite so much, so much, so much. So my father ended up with a CD, and it had Dwight Yoakam on the cover. And my brother and I put Dwight Yoakam into our CD player, and we started listening to this. And it was so funny because my dad came home and we were telling him how we liked Dwight Yoakam. And it cracked him up because it was a CD that was labeled Dwight Yoakam, but it was Led Zeppelin on the CD, so it was like a misprint. It was so funny. But we loved Dwight Yoakam. Many times I've wondered how much there is to know. But that sounded great. Do. I feel like a lot of it is in the singing, you want to get feedback. And if I'm using this microphone, I can't hear myself. So I have no feedback. I don't know how it sounds. But if you're actually singing with a mic, you could back up away from it. You could get some type of idea how it's being picked up by a mic. Dude, I would love to hear Dwight Zeppelin. I don't know physical graffiti. Led Yoakam. The song I missed the most that I wish I could play was the Metallica. I don't remember it. Do. I used to know that whole song. It's not easy. I mean, once you learn it, you know it. The lead, I tried to play the lead and I could hit it okay. But it's a good one. There's a lot of songs I've forgotten. Trampled underfoot makes my brain explode every time. We'll have to, it would be cool if you could play songs without worrying about strikes and stuff. Like Bubble Viz probably dipped out. Bubble Viz has a different taste. He pointed out I played some of his favorites last time I did a live stream. It was good, but I would have loved a hard rock guitar. Like if you take that voice and have her singing with like some good bass. I feel like you can make a song that like mixes the styles. I like the idea of mixing all the styles together. I don't like just I'm not traditional orthodox. I like remixes, twists. All right, I'm gonna put my guitar down. Or I could just like strum in the background while I speak. I say sweet lovelies in your ears. How you like that sound? Can I bend my voice? What if I whisper in your ears? Do you like that? There was a crazy band, Hayseed, Sleep Token. So we're gonna There was a crazy band, Hayseed Dixie, a while back that did weird stuff like that. Hayseed Dixie. That'd be cool. Hayseed Dixie. Chad mentioned Sleep Token. I've listened to, I mean, I have not hardcore Chad, but I listened. It's not bad. Um, it was good while I was jogging. And then I put it on in the car with my kids and my wife, and it was okay. We didn't appreciate it as much as you do. And I think I appreciated it while jogging more than like my family appreciated it. Gloominous Doom. I'm going to go check out Gloominous Doom. Gloominous Doom. The Metal Archives. Cosmic Super Goal. Yeah, that's cool. I feel like that one specifically, that was Cosmic Super Ghoul. It's like you there's some music you can just listen. It's like the pizza. I could live with pizza forever, but there's some music you could live with forever. And then I feel like there's some music you could have on the background for a long time. I'm wondering how annoying I've become with taking any of this Sleep Token band. You're all right, Chad. Don't you feel better now? That feels better. You're welcome. I don't think you're annoying with the Sleep Token. I mean, I think everyone else in the corner is annoying. Newsflash. Yeah, there's a phrase. Those of us who know are especially annoying to those of you who think you know. It's a funny phrase, and I know that when I heard it from the old wise person, I didn't like hearing it either. Horse of the band, Slipknot and Spice Girls. Horse of the band made an entire record about pizza. Oh, these so StreamYard is gaslighting me. They're telling me I have 0 viewers. So, I'm glad to get some activity in the live stream. I did the Sleep Token bit to kill all cult tendencies. It's probably it's like cleaning house or spring cleaning or something. You need to not tell people what they need to do, Chad. I don't condemn, I don't convert. This is the calling, have you heard? Got to check up. I have a stream of information from my robots. And then if the robot tells me, the robot can do like a fire. It's like you can have a fire alarm and then boom. Because I'm kind of a firefighter. I used to be more of a software engineer. And then I get to go in, like I even bragged about it last week. I taught someone and I basically sat back and I was like, let them do all the work. And I just asked them questions, trying to get their mind to ask the right questions. And I didn't give them answers. And it was, it took time. But then she ended up in the retro saying that she had learned something. And I tried to let everyone in the meeting know, I was like, look, I didn't go in and solve the problem for her. it's so tempting to go in and solve people's problems. I remember my wife got on to me for trying to solve the problem for one of my children when they were really young. It's like, are you just going to solve all their problems for them? And so you invest some time and energy to teach them, and then all of a sudden you're doing a pretty good pattern, and then you get paid to be lazy. You're sitting around dishing out knowledge and wisdom because you can work too hard. Gap framing, I'm calling it. Gap framing. Tell me more. I do like this. I like the word gap. I've mentioned the God of the gaps. You've got there's all these. So Paul, that was a good conversation Paul had with. I can't call that a conversation. Like, what is a conversation? But there was an interaction on the internet with Andrea with the bangs and Kavanaugh. Not Brett, Chris. And the comment I put in was something like, we can't see the hidden world when we don't know we are blind. And that's the thing. It's like what I'm noticing is I'm always like, when people say something's good, I can point out how it's bad, or if people say it's bad, I can say how it's good. And it's like, we tend to have all these blind spots. And so when you say gap, let's see, what's your guitar wheelhouse? This thing has dust on it, and like, I have actual cobwebs on my. I don't know if you can pick it up. Like, I have actual cobwebs on my guitar. So the house for my guitar is in a case, and the case is in a closet, and I haven't picked it up a lot. But my wheelhouse, I mean, if I were in a band, I would just start off like probably around like simple bass and chords, and then just simple things like that, maybe backup singing, and then with aspirations to become lead, like, and participate in lead. But that would depend on self work, because I just get anxiety and stuff. So if I can kind of be in the background, that's like the best place for me. The background, and I don't know what you mean by wheelhouse, but that's what I'm taking from it, wheelhouse. So I gap frame to help prevent cult tendencies. Gap frame. Yeah, I don't know what you mean. I mean, I like the idea, and I get a sense for trying to push away cult tendencies, but that's a weird word, cult. I think what you mean by that is people who are perceiving in you something that you aren't, and perceiving something more in you than what is in you. But you got to be careful with that. I don't know what you mean by cult tendencies, and I'm not exactly sure what you mean by gap frame, but yeah, doing some moves to push people away is kind of cool. That's the flaming swords that guard Eden in my mind. It's the swords are the words, and they're flaming, meaning like they can blind you and they can hurt your eyes and your ears. And if you can't handle that hurting of the eyes and the ears, like, that can be a feature. It's nice to actually hurt people's eyes and ears sometimes, and so that you get people who kind of know who you are, or they want to know who you are, want to like a more meaningful relationship. Everyone's talking about a specific thing obsessively, so I'll introduce something entirely different to shake awake. Okay, gap frame. Yeah, there's a difference. Like a YouTube channel could be about a topic. Like, you could go study watermelon seeds on a YouTube channel, or you could have a YouTube channel that's for, it's about Chad, and what Chad's interested in, and then, yeah, there's a different kinds of audiences. Not to entirely derail the convo, but to reset a little. Mind the GD. Mind. Tell me more, senor. Tell me more, senor. I think I get Chad, but it would be cool to talk more about cult. Like, I feel like it's a lot of times people just use language to straw man. And so you can straw man utopia, you can straw man those negative things, you can straw man cults. There's so many words we use to just straw man bigots. Like, everybody's got the language to essentially just let's ignore that, So mind the gap. UK subway. You're speaking a different language than me, senor. But someone will get you. Someone will understand you. And I will toss it. If you want to come in and just chat, you're welcome to. As long as I don't have to go fight a fire. There we go. Hello.
Hang on a second. Let me get my audio right. There we are. So I'll talk for just a little bit. I left my charger at home, I think. So that's kind of lame. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like I left my charger at home. So that's not going to make for a great day.
Yeah, you'll have to go on battery power save mode, airplane mode.
Yeah, what I'll end up doing is taking it downstairs. Oh, I got this. I got something. So, like, my DeWalt battery charger has a USB plug-in, so that's helpful.
Yeah, that is helpful.
So,
could you imagine what it's like to be without a cell phone?
Oh man, I'm waiting for the day that it just gets taken away. Oh man, that'd be
great. You need a team on your side, sir. You have to recruit. Who do you want in the end times? Who do you want on your team?
My wife's niece or cousin. Yeah, it's her cousin. She's 18. She went to college. She went to a university that was an outdoors university, completely entirely outdoors. And she learned how to survive in the wilderness. And she did it for an entire year. So she can literally do anything with animals, like tan hide. I mean, they ate nothing but roadkill and what they cooked or killed out in the woods. Squirrels, dead raccoons, whatever. And I actually want to interview her for my channel because it's fascinating. Like when I hear her story, it kind of makes me emotional because I just think, wow,
yeah,
dude, like some 18-year-old girl was like, no, I'm not gonna go to typical university.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
And she was never really into the wilderness thing. She just realized that she didn't want to be stuck on a computer for the rest of her damn life. Yeah. And now her career is she sleeps out of her vehicle. And because why rent anything when she can live like she can live? So she sleeps on public land in her vehicle, and she teaches survival skills to people.
That's cool.
Like, she doesn't do drugs or anything. She doesn't even drink. She's just like, I don't know, it's just amazing to me. I was like, oh my God. So that's who I want on my team.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
You have you learned any survival skills from her?
No, I've not really talked with her about it. Yeah. That's why I want to interview her for the thing, because that would be great. But yeah,
that sounds like the kind of thing that would be interesting to like meet up at like a park or like a place, a campground, and like learn some things with her. Like that would be
yeah,
pretty cool. Like to me, that's more attractive. And it would be more attractive to my wife, for example, than the Chino event. Like going out and learning some survival skills.
yeah, yeah. Like she could, like to tan a hide, you have to use the brains of the animal,
Okay, I've heard of that.
and yeah, I mean, it's
I've
just,
never tanned a hide.
me either. But yeah, just I was so moved by her. Like some newspaper in her hometown did an article on her. She lives in, I think, I don't know, one of these western states right now.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so yeah, she's what I want on my team.
Yeah. There's, I'd say like this little corner teaches you like how to actually get along with other people on a team, which is kind of important,
Yeah,
but then you actually want to bring a set of skills with you as well.
yeah. Well, it would be nice if we started actually interviewing these other people that are on the ground, uh, embodied people.
Right.
That are, just because, and then like,
But Chad, I feel like do you think that she would be on Zoom, or would you want to like go and meet with her with like some mics and a camera?
well, I would like to do that, but she's out of state.
But you could like you could go where she is.
That's what I'm saying. She's out of state.
Yeah.
So I'd have to take off work and,
Yeah.
you know, or I could like, I can talk to her and see when the next time she'll be around in Wisconsin, and we could go in the basement or in my backyard or something.
Yeah. I think Alabama has some people who like to grow their own herbs and medicinal herbs and basically try to be sustainable and learn the skills to do that.
Yeah.
Like it's nice to be able to tan your own hides, but it's also nice to be able to grow in a garden,
Yeah.
So hunting and gathering is nice, but also like agriculture and like husbandry, animal husbandry, that's nice too.
Yeah.
Did you know that Sherry actually hosted people to teach them how to do that? It's called woofing.
Yeah. Yep.
What's funny is my wife was actually looking into doing that back in about 2006, 2007, doing woofing.
She probably would have landed in the care of Sherry Smith.
Wouldn't that have been hilarious?
Well, it wouldn't have shocked me. These things do not shock me.
Yeah.
Like it, and we've talked a lot about the strangeness of things. I mean, it's strange, yes, but then no.
Yeah. So we're cousins, Chad. Affirming
Yeah.
Chad.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah. I'm sure I bet you could do the blood test and get into their database, put your genes in in the database, and then they would tell you whether or not we're cousins or not.
Yeah, well, you're the better looking cousin, and I just play better guitar.
For sure. Okay. But I'm betting that you sound better on the mic.
I used to could, but actually listening to your singing wasn't actually too bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's not great and it's not terrible. It's somewhere in between.
Yeah, so then I have a greater difficulty where since I can't do it as well as I'd like, I can't do it well at all, and it kind of just pollutes the whole thing.
Isn't that so weird that we like compare ourselves to others, and it's like there's musicians who just go do the thing they do with confidence, and then they create their own style, and people love it, and it's like, why do we listen to other people and we watch other people and then we try to bend ourselves to be like them instead of just being ourselves?
Yeah, it's because we're not in church.
Is that it?
I think so. So one thing, well, that's one of the reasons. One of the many reasons. It's one thing I've been learning about church. Like, nobody sings well here. I mean, a couple people do.
I got you.
but it's like, who cares? Like
Yeah.
we get to sing.
Yeah, I did church for about a year, and I enjoyed the singing. I remember that.
You know, I don't like it at all, but it's something that I get to stretch myself on, I guess.
That was my favorite thing about church was the singing.
That's my least favorite thing.
Yeah, we're like lefties and righties.
That's
Some
right.
people are left-handed, and some people are right-handed.
Yep. Yep. Well, so my coworker's back. I don't want to weird him out.
All right. Well, you have a good day, Chad. Thanks for hopping in.
All right. Laters.
Bye-bye. All right. Thanks, Chad. All right. Let's see. We can go steal content from the pastor or from Chad. Go steal Chad's content. 1 hour ago, Dan Shervin interviews PVK and John Van Donk for the Christian Courier in Canada. I haven't watched that. I like John Van Donk. I liked his story. I liked that sentiment when he said that he got invited to preach, and he basically was cool with just cleaning the parking lot. Like, I like that sentiment. I like that approach. It seems like the right stance. It would be nice to aspire to be someone that is inspirational, but just because you're not inspirational doesn't mean you can't help. Like, picking up the trash is helpful. In my feed, I also have Janja Garnbret, Janja. Janja is the best, she's the best female climber in the world. She's amazing. She doesn't win every time, but there for a while she was. But I think she recently had an injury and she got second place in a bouldering. It looks like she probably got first in the lead. Janja. That's what I pay attention to. It's fun watching the climbers. If you want to climb Jacob's Ladder, you should study climbers and climbing. And then I have my children's stuff as well. And then we have Agapic Orientation has something premiering at 11 in an hour and a half. It is called Embodying the Logos, and it is a conversation or something with Tayo. I can see Tayo. I have to say that was what's his name, Manuel. When he spoke with Paul, I think Manuel did a very good job. Better than I've never seen anyone do a better job at interviewing Paul Vanderklee. You guys can point me at something better than that, but Manuel did an amazing job. Manuel, to me, I don't know the question. Would he even do a better job than Paul Vanderklee at these conversations, right? And maybe it was like a one-time thing. Like, if he was talking to a rando, would it be as good? So yeah, I'll be curious how good it is with Tayo. And I like Tayo. I called him the ambassador, because I feel like he's the kind of person who can go into a strange place with strange people and do well. Right. And that's a pattern in his life. And I've seen it. I've seen it in action. He's got some skills that I've noticed that I've seen in my previous life. It looks like 3 hours ago, the Friday Morning Nameless has Jordan Peterson, parentheses, M.A.I.D, and then in quotes, people need such little encouragement. So that makes me think about this naivety that I've had about, like, I always imagine that, the light can shine in the darkness, and it only takes a little bit of light to like address the darkness. And that's how and in my naivety, I thought that the light and the good has a leg up on the darkness and the bad. But what I've learned recently is that it only takes a small amount, whether it's the light or the dark, the good or the bad. And I don't like this good or bad, light or dark kind of dual thinking, but um, darkness and lightness, only takes a drop to really spoil something. It only takes one person to ruin the peace, right? That's all it takes. There's down the street, there was a birthday party, and it took, y'all may have heard about it in Dadeville, Alabama, and it was terrible. Bunch of, bunch of violence. There was death, suffering. It was terrible, and it only takes a small number of people to ruin it. And Jordan Peterson was speaking with a guy who wrote a book about the empire, and he basically was saying the empire is good and bad. And then he got a lot of pushback because people want to think, oh, it's all bad. People like to do this deceptive, delusional judgments because it makes them feel good. Who doesn't want to feel good? It's like taking your favorite thing and just stuffing it in yourself and enjoying it. So pleasurable to feel good and then to ignore the bad parts within yourself. But he made a mistake because not Jordan, but this other guy he was speaking to, and I think they were talking about Tasmania. And he said, and he made this statement like it wasn't the majority who were bad, and I'm like, it doesn't matter, right? It only takes a small amount of people to ruin. So yeah, it's not the majority that were bad, but all it takes is a small amount of people to really ruin things. And it also only takes a small amount of people to really make things better. So it works both ways. So that's what that video comes to mind. Just feeding. Let's see. I'll drop a link. I'll probably head out if I don't get anyone hopping in soon. But I'm just gonna ramble on. You, the king of all my dreams. Sing that song. It's a pretty good song. We've got Hezi, the young Levite, put out learning. I can't pronounce this. Pirkei Avot, in parentheses, the ethics of the fathers, 19 hours ago. It also went out on the Facciarecci channel. I noticed Facciarecci and the randos on this channel yesterday. He was just, there's this, it's like that persuasion. He's putting on like this persuasive mask, this persuasive persona. And he did it with Chad, and he did it with the new guy. And it's like, it's kind of like sniffing butts. It's like, y'all have heard of that phrase, brown nosing. That's what I thought. I thought Facciarecci was brown nosing in yesterday's stream at the end. And he's into public relations, and I don't think he's gonna be upset with me saying something like that. Honestly, just what he's doing. The meaning code had a conversation or an interaction. These things on the internet don't seem like conversations. These seem like we put on our public mask, and you put on your public mask, and then we mix it together. But then Chad hops in and just burps, and then I had to burp, and then I hid my burp. So I had a mask, and maybe Chad did not. So, what are we seeing, a mask, or are we seeing the real thing? And yeah, so Ted Stewart's, the title of Karen Wong's is Devo Bio and the Hierarchy of Being, the Meaning Code channel. Biological life is more than it seems, aiming upward from the flat ontology of materiality. So that, like, we have worldviews, and then there is a hidden world outside of our worldview, which we are blind to. And the thing is, like, you know, the people in this corner have worldviews and can see things that other worldviews can't see. And maybe that's the same. That's true for all people. So I, but yeah, I think that even like the religious folks in the corner, and a lot of them, like, we all have blind spots, and maybe people don't like to, um, yeah, people, you can't see the hidden world if you don't know you're blind. And so that's where you can have faith and belief. And sometimes that faith and belief is it, being blind to some things can help you. Like, there's things I don't want my children just to get exposed to the internet. I'd rather than be blind to some of that, and it's like age appropriate, path appropriate. Dr. Lenny Time has a video out called Strange Days, DAZE, a member of the Virtually Not Alone network. I think we crave the intimacy of hugs, holding hands, and smelling stinky breath once Chad burps. And but when we do it on the internet, we don't get to smell Chad's burp. So the Virtually Not Alone network makes sense. It's people want. I think a lot of people come on the internet looking for a hug, like it's like a virtual hug or something. Like that's what people are doing here often, and it's not a bad thing. Like, I think it's but it's good to point and say it'd be nice to find people who to be the kind of person that others want to hug. It'd be nice to try to do that. Let's see. Chad, it was an amazing conversation. Chad's conversation with Karen was amazing. It sounds like he's also pointing at this one. Biological life is more than it seems. So we've got an upvote from Chad. I'm assuming he's talking about this one. Well, I don't have it all figured out, but yeah, it's just hard to see. I've got my worldview, I've got my blind spots, and it's like I'll see the trade offs. But yeah, so Chad says it's an amazing conversation. I like Chad. Yes. Yes, cuz recommended by Chad. Let's see. Then the Facciarecci 10 hours ago put out the Great Partnership Book Club #2 with a picture of this. I think his name is Rabbi Sachs. I don't even know if Sachs is still alive or not. But, you read a bunch of stuff from a bunch of people, and you can maybe figure out the nuggets, the gold nuggets. And oh, a bird just hit my window. Now, was that a gold nugget? Huh? Was that a gold nugget? I take these kinds of things seriously. DIY deck patio with 0 fasteners needed. Ingenious ways to repair broken plastics with plastic welding. That looks pretty cool. That channel, Inventor 101, is pretty slick. The Stoa has something out. I don't give the. I did listen to them for a couple minutes, and then Nate's mom, 16 hours ago, it's a nice listen. Getting in the flow. Yeah, I think her song was about getting in the flow, getting out in the flow of the. It's like the flow of a creek or stream or river. The light. Acknowledge the light. Let's see. Yes, it was a little like Jacob was brown nosing. Yeah, I was I was curious about how you handled that, Chad. But I do think it. When he, I think so. Brown nosing is like doesn't mean that you're lying. So I think he pointed at Chad and said, "Chad can cut through bullshit." Um, and so that's honoring Chad. And I just did a video yesterday where I tried to honor Claire Call and Joey, Claire K and Joey A. And so is that brown nosing? It can look like it, but it's the pattern of honoring. And so yeah, I'm being a hypocrite because I went and I did something that could look like brown nosing when I pointed out the best thing I've got from Claire K and the best thing I've got from Joey A. Right, that can look like brown nosing. It's brown nosing if you want something from somebody. If you're trying to change, yeah, and we kind of are. Like everything we're doing here is we're kind of, Grimgir said if you want to change the culture, you're going to use honor and shame. And so, if that shame, when do you use honor? When do you use shame? And then like here I am shaming, saying things that can look like shame. It's like, so yeah, I can be a fool. Yeah. This is one of the things I struggle with is my mind naturally is disagreeable. And so I can point at where people are wrong. Like we're always wrong. We're always making mistakes. And so if I just go around pointing at all the mistakes, then there's an imbalance. It's not good. But likewise, you don't want to just go around always pointing out all the good things. But yeah, this is the thing I'm struggling to figure out is the balance between honor and shame. So hopefully I balance that shame out that I just did. But yeah, I think I felt my ego, my precious ego ideology was offended because of my programming, because I would say something in the live chat and it'd get ignored. And it was me attempting to do that thing where I point out where people are wrong and making mistakes, right? And then it got ignored by my handlers who were controlling the stream yesterday. And then that energy of me being egotistical, ideological, and being programmed to be disagreeable, all of that culminates in me now calling out Jacob. So I apologize, Jacob. But yeah, I want to figure out the right way for us to honor and shame. I feel like the shaming thing, I don't think we should just, it'd be nice to invite people to the secret rooms and then we can shame them in private. Like I was talking to my wife about this. It's like, because I want to honor my wife at the dinner table, but I also want my children to know that how to disagree with each other. And my wife said I'm using the wrong word shame there because shame doesn't sound right. And she's right. It's valid input. But I want to be able to disagree with people in the right way. And so, and then it occurred to me the way you do it is I have to go and disagree with my children in the right way. And so then they learn, oh, that's how the father would disagree with me. And that's how the father would honor. Like, so how do you do this honor and shame game the right way? I really think I'm trying to figure it out. Chad, I've learned to just say thank you and not make it more weird. Yeah, I was trying to study your reaction there. Yeah, when you get, I had a boss who asked me, "Is like, how do you want to be recognized? Do you want to be recognized publicly or not?" And so it's different for each person. And then we'll have our bias. So if we're the kind of person who, yeah. And then there's can even be an internal tension. Like, do you really want to be recognized publicly or not? And there's all kinds of things going on. It's some difficult terrain to navigate. Senor, in my mind, it's brown nosing if you're trying to curry favor by flattering a social superior. Yeah, there's something similar in, like, I get the sense that we want to attract people. Well, I hate to say we, uh, because I don't know if I'm included in this, but yeah, I get the sense that, Jacob wants to attract people here, wherever here is, maybe, this channel. And when that's your aim, that means that the things you're saying are kind of in that direction, which means, like, yeah, you're using public relations, you're doing all that, and it feels dirty, um, because it's all just uh, lacks nuance. It's not. It's focused on that aim, and the question is it actually focused on the highest aim, right? I think that's the dirty part. Is like it's the question of, are you using these words in ways which are promoting the highest good, God? Is it aiming at God? And that's where it's like, that's the question. That's the question. It's a hard question for ourselves too. Like, am I doing it now? It crosses an intimacy line. Depends on motive. That's right, Chad. What's the motive? And then, but the thing is we can confuse our motives with the will of God, right? We can actually believe that we are doing what God wants. So to give Chris Kavanaugh's due, sometimes we can believe things that, where we believe we have the right motives, but then there are unintended consequences, and it's because we're humans making mistakes. Senor, that's a very interesting observation about Facciaricci, his YouTube subjects versus his profession. Well, I don't think his profession is like public relations, but it's a tool in the toolbox. Yeah, and then there's the whole question of deontological ethics, and like, do the ends justify the means? Are you willing to? Yeah, and I mean, maybe, like, the thing I think about sometimes is maybe Facciaricci has more wisdom than I do. Like, I have to ask myself that. I can't just think that I'm the smartest person in the world, right? So I ask myself, I can't tell you that Facciaricci's wrong. Now, I can tell you what I don't like, and that's just part of my programming, my upbringing, all of it. But I do like that people who disagree with each other can get along peacefully, and so I think that Facciaricci and myself, we can do that. Like, I think we can disagree and cooperate and collaborate, and I think that is something we agree on. That's kind of like common ground. But there's things he does that it's not something I want to do. Don't they say people with dirty jobs have better insights? They say. I don't know. Um, I can tell you I've made a lot of mistakes, and I can have insights from the mistakes I've made. And so I can tell you that going around and pointing out people's flaws and pointing out how people are wrong and bad and false, and doing that all the time, I can tell you how that doesn't work. So, that's me recognizing that you can be in balance and do it. You can lean too much either direction. You can lean too much in I'm just going to agree with I'm just going to point out the things that are good, true, and right, and ignore the things that are, bad, because, like, everything has something that's good and bad, true and false, and right and wrong. For the most part, I can actually defend that position for people who have the mind that will stretch. But But yeah, I like the idea of a balanced approach, and maybe it's the right strategy. And doing things in public on the internet is different than doing things in private. There's a place for a thing. Well, he has an insurance business, but he's also going to school. I think he's aiming at getting into some type of therapy, which reminds me, I think I'm going to talk to a therapist. I want to see what they have to say about who I am. No, they're legalizing cannabis in Alabama, and if you have the right diagnosis, you can get cannabis in Alabama here in the next year or two. And I don't like to break laws, so. And I used cannabis in the past when I was someone who did break laws, before becoming a father. And it seemed to help me. In Jacob's defense, he would say his compliment wasn't about me. Well, he complimented you on your ability to cut through bullshit. And I think he's right. I think that's something that's good that you bring to the table, Chad. And then I think the other person in the channel, they were trying to say that there is the light and the darkness, and they're defending a dualism. And then I had said something like, well, once you have the light and the dark, you then have this infinite mixture of lightness and darkness. Like, so it's complex. Like the whole truth is very complex, and we create models. This is something Jacob said is, all models are wrong. Well, how detailed can your model get? Is it just, there's good, it's good or bad, it's light or dark? Well, it's a very simplistic model. And if you're going to, and then I thought that Jacob behaved in a way which he wanted to encourage this person to come be a part. And so I think Jacob wants participation more than, or at this time and space, maybe, I don't know. I don't know where we have those conversations where we disagree with each other. The pattern. Would we rather Jacob be harsh all the time? Definitely not. I think we have to figure out how to do it and where to do it. Sometimes Jacob is being harsh in order to amp up drama, in order to, and this is just my opinion, but to get more attention, and then in the end, people will find their way because of that. Like, there has been success stories, that, in his mind at least, and then I've heard people give success stories about how his drama helped them find their way to the corner. So yeah, we don't want him to be harsh all the time. And I'm not saying I know. I'm saying what I don't like. I can tell you what I don't like. And what I don't like is just me and my left-handedness or right-handedness and who I am. I like him the way he is just fine. I was just trying to engage with the subject. Well, I mean, I don't like when he called people clowns and when he said burn down the churches. And you can say this is hyperbole. I'm not a huge fan of the hyperbole. I don't like it. I don't like it when he, draws attention to, Claire Kay and her pictures. Like, it seems like he's just shaming her. How do you, all of this, I don't have all the answers or anything. I can tell you what I don't like. And that can be irrational and wrong, right? Irrational, wrong, all the things that I feel. Yeah. And I don't like just feeding people information in order to persuade them in a direction that I want them to go. I don't like using people. I don't like that. I don't like using people like they are tools. And what's the difference between using someone like they're a tool versus trying to coax someone into a place that's going to be nurturing for them? Because this is what we do with our children, and what a good teacher does with children. But then it feels wrong sometimes to treat people in a condescending way. I don't like just treating people in a condescending way in which I try to move them in a direction I think they should move. Ugh, I don't like it. but I do have to go soon.
Uh-oh.
I do.
How's it going, Gavin?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Andrew?
Good. You know, the sun is shining. The birds are tweeting.
That's great.
Dog's being walked.
Are you done with your test now?
Yep. Yeah, it's the first week of summer. How are
That's
you
great.
doing?
Oh, I've got to log into this thing. I'm doing all right. Yeah, I'm doing good actually. Doing real good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I did this yesterday. This Murphy bed. So I put shelving in, and
Wow.
so we're gonna paint it, and it folds down. Maybe my cuz will come visit me.
Yeah.
We have. I want to invite some friends to go and float the river. So it'll be a place to have guests. Be able to keep guests.
Yeah. That's.
Not have them sleep on the floor or the couch. So how
Have you
are
seen
you?
my dog yet?
No, I have not seen your dog.
Bailey.
Bailey?
Yep.
Yeah, I had a Bailey. My wife and I, our first dog's name was Bailey.
Mm.
You got a
Yep.
corgi?
Mhm.
Yeah. Those
You
are
guys had
smart
a
dogs.
corgi?
No, we had a beagle named Bailey.
Oh
Bailey the
wow! All
beagle.
right. Nice.
And,
Did she howl a lot?
oh yeah, and would chase her nose, and she ended up chasing her nose up into the street and getting hit eventually by a car and died. But beagles, they definitely they make some sounds. It's
Yeah.
kind of pretty if you like it.
Mhm.
And they followed their nose.
Yeah.
That's what they were bred for.
Mhm. Yeah, when this guy was a puppy, mom would try teaching her to howl, and I think mom's kind of regretting that now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna enter. I've got 6 minutes until this appointment. I'm doing some type of teleconference thing.
Mm.
I'll be talking with a therapist, and I'm basically going to tell them that I'm interested in a diagnosis which allows me to get cannabis in Alabama.
Mm.
So we'll see.
Good luck with that, huh?
Well, my mom died when I was 2, and so I don't know. I feel good. Like I don't feel bad, but I feel better. I remember feeling better when I was younger when I used cannabis. So it's like it'd be nice to have access to a plant that makes you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
But oh well, we'll see.
Yeah, you know, this is real funny. Well, my English professor always used to hate people saying, like, this is funny or exciting or something like that, right? Because, you know, if it was actually funny, you'd be laughing or something. But us Chemi, whatever majors call job applications, you know, cannabis requests, because, you know, a plant that makes you feel nice. Yeah.
Say that one more time.
You go to a plant that makes you feel nice.
Go to a plant that makes you feel nice.
Yeah, like a chemical plant, you know? Like
I got you. I got you.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Instead of weed, it's carcinogens, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I'm signing into this thing. They want my camera. They want my mic.
They want the one and only Gavin.
That's it. I'm there. Okay. Well, this person's available, so I need to go.
All right.
Pretty
I'll
soon.
see you, man.
But
Good
thanks for
talking.
hopping in, Andrew. We'll speak more in the future, God willing.
Yep.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.